What is going on, guys? I have something rather embarrassing to admit, but I'm going to do it anyway. I've recorded this vlog 3 times. The first 2 times, I messed up. So I obviously deleted the video. The 3rd time, I finished it off. Perfect vlog. Perfect. Couldn't have been better. Go to upload it and realise I had my fucking mic muted. The mic was muted. I'm getting warm actually. I was about to talk about this dressing gown, but it's getting too warm. I was literally saying in my previous video that the overcast weather has returned to Scotland, and while I've been recording, the sun's came out, and I'm a bit too warm with the dressing gown now, so I have to whip that off. Anyway, what I was wanting to talk about in today's video was EGL13. Not only my thoughts on the event, but my opinions going forward and EGL as a company and what I would like to see them do to improve. So, EGL13, we came out with 3rd place, which many are going to say you were going in expecting 1st. Are you not disappointed? Yes and no. I mean, I think that I still believe we're the best team in Europe. I believe that we have what it takes to do the best at G493. The best teams don't always win in any sport. That is the case. You've got Epsilon consistently winning. I give them that. They have won every single event. And I believe that they were the best. Like when we were sort of losing to them the last couple of, like, I-Series, EGL, the EGL12 and the I-51 or whatever it was. I believe they were better than us then. And we could have even beat them then. The best teams don't always win. And that's just the way it goes. Epsilon have won the last 3 events. Fair play to them though for proving that point completely wrong. But at the same time, I believe that, like, there's nothing that's going to change my opinion on that. As much as I think Epsilon are an amazing team, I think if we played them that weekend, we would have beat them. But who knows? Like I said, anyone can win. It's Call of Duty. Moving forward, EGL13, we came out with 3rd place. Am I disappointed? Not one bit, because our team played fantastic. Our team, on respawns in particular, played the best that I have seen a team play on this game. Like, 100%. Some of the respawns we won were so dominant. Like, so dominant, honestly. And really, the main thing that fucked us over was, against Exertus, we just, on S&D, we were just so worried about what they do and what they know we do, that we just weren't playing naturally. It was a weird feeling. We weren't playing. We were trying all these audacious strategies that we'd never tried before to try and counter them, and it just wasn't working. It just new strategies that hadn't been tried and tested, and really we should have just stuck to our guns, fuck what they knew, and just went for it, man. Just played confident, and I think that's what the difference was really in our S&D game when it came down to it. I mean, I think that we honestly, I'm glad that this, no disrespect to EGL, no disrespect whatsoever. I mean, EGL is sort of sprung the Call of Duty European community into where it is now and where it is today. And I believe that G4 has just sort of took the reins off them a little bit. And EGL for me was wanting to win it. I go into every event, you go into every game of football wanting to win. But the way I see it is EGL is sort of like, let's compare it to football. Compare the EGL. The EGL is the Premier League, and you have a Champions League game midweek. It's the Champions League final. I mean, and then you have like the last couple of games of the season in the Premier League. What one's more important to you? I believe the Champions League has obviously got to have the utmost importance. Maybe that's a shitty comparison, but anyway, I think that EGL's just here in my like sort of books and like the importance of it, and G4 is just higher because it's a global international event. You're playing against the best teams in the world, and that is really where not only you're going to win more money if you win there, you're also going to make a name for yourself, and you're going to get the prestige and the plaudits of your peers that you just simply don't get nowadays from competing at the highest level at an EGL event. I mean, you do get that, oh, you're a top team in the Europe, nice one, nice stuff. But for me now we've got a sort of like global international circuit where we're regularly competing against not only the best teams in Europe, the best teams in the entire world, America, Australia, and for me, just performing at an event that is not as is similar to that. I mean, you can compare it to golf. I mean, you've got like the Open, the Masters, the sort of Grand Slam, not the Grand Slams. Are they called Grand Slams? What are they called in golf? You know what I mean? The majors, that's what they're called. The majors. You've got the majors. And I just don't see EGL as a major. I see it as like just the level below. And that's no disrespect for them. It's just due to the quality of competition, to be honest. So, going into Gfinity, I'm incredibly excited. I think that if my team fixes up the mistakes that we made at EGL, we're good to go, man. I'm confident that we can win the whole thing. I've learned this weekend that going into that event delusionally confident gives you some sort of god powers. I mean, you guys may have seen me on streams or may have seen my previous video, and I sounded very cocky and confident. And me personally, I probably had one of my best events to date. Not only performing well and not only having big performances, but consistently on every game mode. And I may have had bad games or bad starts, but whenever I had one of those bad starts, I always bounced back and had like a strong finish where I'd get something like a specialist bonus or something like that. And just consistently played well, and I'm proud of myself personally and how the team played at the weekend. And I think we performed better at EGL13 than we have at previous events where we came second in Europe. Sounds really weird. I just don't think our S&D just struggled. That was the main issue. We only lost to one team. That one team was Exertis. We lost 6-5 in maps overall. Honestly, it's just, I don't know. I think we can go on and do the business. And I'm also incredibly certain that EU teams at G33 are going to do amazingly well. So I'm confident that Exertis, ourselves, Epsilon, Vitality and Infused, those 5 teams have all got what it takes to do absolute damage at G3. So if you're in one of those teams, fucking please go off, man. Just go hammer, right? And just keep your team hyped and never fucking talk about things that have happened previously. I mean, I did at EGL, but this is a fucking Grand Slam. This is a Grand Slam. There's no time to do any of that shit. Focus up, move on. If somebody does a massive choke or makes a fucking terrible play in an S&D, fuck it. Next map. Talk about it after the series is finished. Fuck it. Next map. I don't know why I'm preaching this because probably none of you are going to watch it anyway. But screw it. I don't know why I'm even need to say this. You should know this sort of shit. Anyway, G23. That's that done and dusted. I don't really want to talk more about that. Let's talk a bit about EGL and what I would like to see them do to improve. And the main issue for me with EGL is I don't feel like they have done enough. They've done a whole lot, but I think their decisions maybe have been a bit bad. So I mean, obviously, I'm an outsider. I'm just a mere competitor. I am not an investor at EGL. I am not a manager. I'm not a member of staff. I don't know the business decisions behind them. But I think streaming on Daily Motion isn't a very great one. They might get more CPM. They might get a higher they might get a sort of small amount of money that can sort of benefit them somewhat. But in a business, you always got to want growth, and I think that Daily Motion isn't somewhere you're going to get that. In the UK English-speaking scene anyway, I think you really need to be looking at websites like Twitch TV and streaming there. You might get less money. You might get less money from the streaming during the weekend, but at the same time, I don't think the money is substantial enough to make that decision to stream on a smaller platform, for us anyway, that really I don't think provides much growth. So I would like to see them stream on Twitch or even MLG TV, their next events. I just don't think that Daily Motion is going to give them that growth that's going to help grow European esports, and that's what we need. So I would like to see them change it up, switch it up. Anything else that I think about EGL? I mean, I need to give them their credit where credit's due. Their production has been increasing a lot. I mean, before they would be very sluggish to get people on stage, get people set up. It would be, and the staff they have now are very sort of, they're not like annoying, like they're very just, come on guys, get things started. You got until now, you got here, you got to be there then. And it's very strict now, which is something they were renowned for not doing previously. It was a very sluggish process, and now I feel like They have very little downtime on stream. They fill up a lot of their downtime with the sort of EGL Central stuff, interviews with players, and I really do enjoy that, and I really do enjoy the sort of Sky Sports style broadcast where they have the scores from other matches going on in the venue in the corner of the screen, things like that, and a massive amount of credit needs to go towards the staff at EGL for their increased production value, and can't speak highly enough of those guys there. Even the admin staff, amazing guys, love them all. I only want the best for EGL and I only want the best for European Call of Duty. That's my opinion on things. Anyway, it's sunny outside, I'm tired, so I'm gonna end this video. I'm gonna move on and talk about something a little different in my next one anyway. So I may be wearing this t-shirt for 2 or 3 videos, maybe even more on the trot. I'm not a smelly bastard. I do not wear the same clothes all the time. It just turns out that I'm going on a little bit of a mad one with YouTube videos. Just preparing myself for the weekend bender. Anyway, I'll see you all later. Peace out.